What's up, everybody? Welcome to another session of Info with Ian, Coffee Edition. Today, joining me is Tina, a trade credit insurance specialist here at Mont Blanc Financial Services. And as you can see, the word sort of speaks for itself. It is, well, I don't actually know what it is, and that's why Tina's here today, and she's going to give us a little bit of insight. Tina, welcome. Thanks for being here. It's nice having you here. So, what is it that you do? What is it that you do? What is it that you specialize in? And what is trade credit insurance?
So it's essentially just insurance on your trade, where you trade on terms. So you give your debtor 7, 14, 30, 60, 90, whatever those terms may be, after selling your goods and services. And you give them those terms to pay you back. Remember, you're out of pocket now. You don't have your goods. You don't have your money. And now there's a risk of you not being paid.
All right.
It's on that.
So for the cheap seats, okay. Essentially, if you give a product in a credit world to your consumers, for them to obviously now supply, and they don't pay you.
Yes.
They then utilize that insurance policy that you offer, trade credit insurance, just so you guys have got it, in order to pay them back the funds that they've lost.
To pay you for the funds that they haven't paid you.
Okay.
Essentially.
All right, perfect. Now, covered in full? Because you made mention of like different percentages. Is it covered in full? Do you get to choose your percentage?
So a policy is usually structured 80 to 90% is insured per debtor. So if you have 100,000 Rand outstanding, about 80% to 90%, depending on the structure of the policy, that will be insured. You can't have 100%. If you have 100%, you can just trade with whoever you want. Who cares if they're going to pay you? You're going to get your money anyway, right?
So they have to be specific about the partners that they bring in or that they actually provide this credit to.
Absolutely. You can't just trade all willy-nilly and just expect to be, refunded in full, and you're not taking any business risk into account.
Okay, so here's one of the big questions. What is covered?
Okay, so domestically, you're covered for business rescue, liquidation, and simple non-payment.
Okay, so break that down for me, because those are obviously three relatively different things. I mean, liquidation, business rescue, and you said the third one was?
Just non-payment.
Just non-payment. So the guys just do not pay irrespective of anything.
They don't have money, or they just
break that down for us. Like, give me an example of each one and how it works in your space, and how do you, as the specialist, mitigate that particular risk?
Okay, so business rescue, I'm sure any company that's had a large amount outstanding from another company and they go into business rescue, it's a bit of a nightmare. It affects your cash flow, you have to wait. So there's a business rescue plan, it takes about 3 months. Yes, we want to save the business, sure.
Yeah.
But sometimes by doing that, creditors get less than what they owed. So if you can imagine you have 2 million outstanding from this business that's gone into business rescue, they make the business rescue plan and they say, okay, to save the business, every creditor will only get 10 cents on the rand. Now, if you're 2 million, you're getting 200,000 back. So that's 1.8 million you're not getting. And you're not going to get it.
That's a lot of money.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So with credit insurance, let's say you're 80% insured.
Yeah.
That's only 80%. You're getting about 1.6 million.
Back in your pocket.
Yes.
Well, listen, I will take a 1.6 over a 200,000.
Exactly.
Any day of the week.
Exactly.
Right. And then the next facet.
Okay, so liquidation.
Yes.
Even worse than business rescue, in my opinion.
Okay.
Okay, so liquidation, it can take months, it can take years. Big companies, you're looking at years, like 7 years sometimes. Years.
So there's no real time frame. It's sort of how long is a piece of string.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Smaller companies may be quicker.
Well, that's scary.
Quite a long time, right? And then you're waiting for your money. So you're waiting, it's taking months, it's taking years, and then eventually the liquidator says, well, there's actually no money here, so you're getting nothing. Sorry. Okay. Now, isn't that 1.6 sounding pretty good right now?
Yeah, that would be a tough pill to swallow by any means.
So for non-payments, oftentimes debtors will come with payment plans. Cash flow can be short, and then they're saying, okay, well, I'm going to pay you, I owe you 1 million, I'm going to pay you 10,000 Rand every month until that's paid off.
Okay.
Now you can imagine R1 million, you're waiting quite a while for your money.
Yes.
That's quite a long payment plan.
Now,
Usually it's not
okay,
accepted.
but who structures that deal?
So you go and you submit your claim on your insured debtor to the insurer. The insurer takes that all over. So the insurer is doing the debt collection. They will speak to the debtor. They will try get a good payment plan.
So do they impose all of the legal elements in the background in order to help
Yes.
the client?
Yes.
Okay, well,
Nothing
that's-
is handled internally by the client. All goes to the insurer.
So the insurer's legal team comes in, strikes a deal in a manner of speaking, and based on the affordability of that particular company, they'll then structure a deal over the period. But still, it's a long time to wait for your money.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So you're waiting for months. Sometimes, I mean, that's when there is money. Sometimes the debtor's just ignoring you. They're not gonna, I don't know, talk to the attorney that's calling them.
Goodness.
You know, and then you have this big debt that's outstanding. For smaller companies, it might be a small debt, but it's still a lot of money to smaller companies.
I'm with
you.
you.
Know, so what do you want to do? You want to replace that cash.
So let's look at the crux of this. So we understand your product to a degree. I'm still very much white belt at this, okay? I understand now the different ramifications that come with different aspects that require you to have this cover. But if I were a business owner and I was in a position where I needed to take out this cover, what would you say would be the biggest pointers that you could give me or the business owners out there to make sure that I'm sort of ahead of the curve and that I'm not going to fall into a position where I'm going to be completely done in by my creditors?
Well, I think the one of the most important things is information. It's the crux of everything, really.
100%.
So you need to remember that insurers, they're not only dealing with you if you go and insure your company and you insure all of your debtors. There are many companies who have the insurance, so that same debtor that you're dealing with is dealing with many other companies as well. So access to information and quick information is one of the highlights, because if they go and default with someone else, you getting that information. The insurer will take away cover and say, okay, you can't trade you anymore.
Yeah.
Well, you can, it's just not insured, but then you have the information ready. When you go and apply in the first place and say, okay, I want to trade up to 100,000 with this debtor, and the insurer says no, then you have to think, okay, depending on the reasons, maybe it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
So you're not even putting your foot out there in the first place, you know, to have that type of risk. So information is the best thing. And then you have recourse if they're insured as well.
I'm with you.
So
information.
absolutely.
Now, trick question. If somebody needed some in-depth information pertaining to your product, where would they get it?
From me.
And that's the right answer. Ladies and gents, trade credit insurance. Very, very, very necessary if you are serious about the protection of your business. More importantly, if you want real insight from a real human being that really understands the niche of your business and how to get things done, Tina, she's your girl. Mont Blanc Financial Services. Get in touch. Get her as your broker today. Cheers. How's it, everybody? If you liked that video, like.
And subscribe at the bottom.
And if you want to watch a little bit more stuff that we do, up top.